Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Oh, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox. You're on the show this evening as a one and only Albert and AK evening, gents. You need excuse me, I've not recovered yet. Evening, boys.
Evening, guys. How are you two? I know you're not fell apart. You've come out at the seams now.
I'm the same. Oh, that was funny, man. Please play that later, please. Anyway, good evening, Oxshire, Albert, and everybody that's listening, Facebook, YouTube, and all the other channels. Good evening to Rangers Radio.
Albert, you're in charge.
Just go straight to it.
I wish I could. I just wish I could. Listen, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rangers Radio. And you might think we're silly, but the joke might become apparent later on. And it's not a joke. It was our good friend sent us something, and he's got us laughing. And sometimes I just wish you could hear some of the pre and post match show stuff. It's absolutely superb. Anyway, big game tomorrow. Big game. A lot happening in the club after park. People have views on it. But first and foremost, how are you, Albert?
I'm fantastic, mate. Absolutely fantastic. But back tomorrow, let's get into this. That's what I'm looking forward to, mate. I'm upbeat.
Yeah. Look, I get it, AK, the balloons. It's full of pressure, and there's there. And if we can get a result tomorrow, it takes a bit of that air out the balloon. But if we don't get a result, the air goes into it, mate.
I'm glad you carried on that sentence here. I thought you were going with a balloon there.
No.
Some might agree with you. No, you're right, pal. You're right. Listen, it's as Albert just said there, but we've had a wee chance to reset. We've got new additions to the squad, and if there's a time to kick start the season, it's tomorrow. Come on, Rangers. Get after that winning start against Hearts and just see where the season goes.
Listen, there's 6 games up to the next international break, 2 in Europe, so we can part them all there, yeah? But there's
Absolutely.
no reason why we can't win the 4 domestic games, mate, yeah?
There was no reason we couldn't win all the games up to now. It's just circumstances out with his control, making wrong tactical decisions. It's things like that. But it's you've got to look forward. That bit's done. That's done. Let's look at the next bit. It's the only way you can look at it, mate. So as I said, I'm looking forward to it. It's all winnable. They're all winnable to me, in Scotland especially. So I'm definitely upbeat. Put it that way. If I get any right to be upbeat, because I can't get any worse, can it? So let's just look at the games as they come. And as AK said, there's players to we're going to see for the first time. Well, I'm going to see for the first time. I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking forward to seeing them. If they're playing or when they get on.
Aye, that'll be an interesting point. AK, any thoughts before we hear from your manager?
Oh, I just reiterate what Albert just said there. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to the game tomorrow with my son, so looking forward to it. Looking forward to new signings, and I'm looking forward to a good game actually, because Hearts have started the season well, but we really need to kickstart our season, and tomorrow is as good a start as any.
Yeah. Right. Obviously, a lot of noise, and we'll pick up on it after we hear from the manager, if you don't mind, gentlemen, yeah?
Yep.
We'll hear the first part of the manager's interview that Mr. Fox has kindly cut into 2 bits for us, and then we'll get the phone lines open, because there's a big story running about the club today.
Morning, Russell.
Morning.
How has the international break been for you, and good to get the players back, I assume?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been nice. It's been, the window shutting's been very nice, so that's a positive. To see so many lads go away and do really good stuff for their countries, fantastic for us. A couple of new guys in the building as well, so and then some really important training time on the pitch for the guys that have been left here. So I've been really pleased with it, and we actually got a bit of time on a training pitch this week, next week as well, which is something we've really lacked in the last 5 or 6 weeks, the amount of games we've had. So for a coach, it's nice. It's a bit of a reset for us, and looking forward to what's ahead.
One of the players who is still here after that transfer window is Nico Raskin. There's a little bit of chat of maybe some clear the air talks between yourself and him. Have you had those? And can I also ask, will he be in the squad for Saturday?
Yeah, no, he won't be in the squad tomorrow. We have a lot of conversations, as we do with every player. But he's back training with the squad, which is a good step. And now, like every player really, has a duty to make sure that he earns the trust of all his other teammates and the coaching staff and the staff in the building to help us win football matches. It's the same for every player here.
He obviously played for his country during the week. Can you explain to fans maybe why a little bit more he won't be included?
No, I just said, I think everyone needs to... We have to be on the pitch with trust and feeling and clarity, and that's it. And I think the most important thing is that Nico knows why, the players know why, and we all move forward. And we have to win football matches now, and he's part of a squad in training that needs to help that and put himself back in the squad and the team to help us win matches.
How important do you feel it is that is resolved as quickly as possible?
Well, it is resolved because he's still here and he's training with the group now, so it's fine. It's never a personal thing. It's always professional. My job is to do what I feel is best for the team, for the club. It's not about me. It's not about Nico. It's about everyone. And we've got a really good group now, a really good squad. We're so happy with it. After the transfer window shut, I think we're in such a stronger position, and I'm really excited about what this group can go on and achieve now.
Is there a concern that could maybe externally escalate? We saw in the game against Celtic, the fans were cheering for or chanting his name at the time. He obviously wasn't in the squad. Is there a concern that could, take on a life of its own outside of the building?
I think we have to win football matches, simple as that. Fans will be happy if the team is winning matches and playing in the way that they're enjoying, and we have to get to that as quickly as we possibly can.
Are you confident it can get to the point where he will be back in the squad contributing on the pitch
I'm
again?
confident we'll start winning football matches with the squad that we have. I couldn't tell you how much any player is going to be involved between now and the end of the season. It's impossible to predict. So I'm really happy with the squad we have. I'm really happy with the way they train. And now we have to put it on the pitch on Saturday and win a game of football. When
you look at some of the performances of the players over the international break, Tello, for example, how pleasing is that for you? Do you feel quite a lot of them will come in with a fresh energy coming into this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. And they felt a fresh energy yesterday in training, mostly because the group settled down now. Everyone knows their place. Everyone knows they're going to be here. New lads have brought a certain amount of energy and excitement. And then the guys who have done so well with their international teams, obviously you come back with spring in your step. A few heavy legs as well, because a lot of travelling for some of them. But really pleased with Tello, Derek, really pleased. Rhys Owen, our performance coach, is Welsh, but it's the first goal he celebrated against Wales ever, I think. He sent it straight on the group. So I think it's been a good week for them guys and a good week for the guys that have trained here. They've trained really, really hard. So we now need to make sure that comes into the game with the energy.
Russell, this is the first chance we've had to speak to you since transfer deadline day. Can you just tell us how pleased you are with the business that was done and what you think Derek and Yusuf can bring to the squad?
Yeah, I'm delighted with it. So I think Yusuf is he has tools that you'd really want in a number 9. We can play 2 number 9s now, 1. We have guys that can really take that on. Good athleticism, great kid, wants to learn, brilliant record at youth level, and hasn't really had the chance he probably wanted at first team level yet, and obviously in the toughest league in the world as well. So I think we'll judge him on here and now and what he does for us, and we're really excited to have him in because he's a seriously talented player, and also there was a lot of interest throughout Europe in top leagues for him, and he was desperate to be here because we work with players that he knows and has a very good relationship with at Southampton, and obviously he knows Kevin and Dan from before at Everton, so he has the trust of those guys as well. So that was really important for him, and I'm really looking forward to getting to work with him properly. And also Derek is played in a style at Marseille, in a club with big demands at Marseille is not easy. So I think that'll be fine for him here. I think that was one thing we looked at straight away. I spoke to Jesse Marsh at length about Derek and his character and personality, and I think he's someone we think can really help us, and he's flexible along the back four as well. So we'll be able to tweak shape a bit more than we have done now with the additions we've got. We'll be able to tweak things, and it's exciting for us.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, AK.
Interesting stuff, Ox. Interesting stuff. Nobody knows the facts. Nobody knows the truth. It's obviously getting kept in-house. But for me, he's picking his words wisely there. But it's nobody knows what's happening, Ox. We really don't. We're getting kept in the dark, and we don't know who to believe, who to trust. I know there's supporters out there already made up their mind, regardless of what Russell Martin says. But if there's an issue in there with discipline, if there's an issue in there with somebody getting above their station, then it needs to get nipped in the bud. But if it's the other way about, and it's the manager that is the problem, then that needs to get sorted as well. But the club suffers, the team suffers if nothing happens. So something there has to be a conclusion somewhere, and the sooner the better.
But there's been people fell out in dressing rooms since football started, Albert. You know, it's not a new thing. So we don't know the details. We can speculate, and I'm sure we will. If the pressure comes out the building tomorrow, the manager's in a better place. If the pressure goes into the building tomorrow, people will put two and two together and come up with their own conclusions, and the two things might not be linked, mate.
It's in the situation, it's results now. It's just results, mate. If he gets results, he'll stay. If he doesn't get results, he'll go. It's not the day if Raskin done this or that or the next thing, or any other player for that matter, or any tactical stuff. It's just simply results, mate. The thing about Raskin, I said before all this nonsense started with him, I spoke to you today about it. Butland at the beginning of the season came out and said a statement that I totally and 100% agree with. He had a nightmare last season, and he started this season. He started it really well, and he came out and says, "I'm contracted to Rangers to play football." That's what he's here today. Play football, mate. The manager says go on there and play. You go on there and play. I think Raskin needs to understand that. He's contracted to play for Rangers. We pay him money to go out and play football, mate. I'm not interested in these views of the team, the tactics, or anything else. When you sign a professional contract, as far as I'm concerned, you're making yourself. It's your responsibility to make yourself available for selection, fitness. It's your responsibility to go out there and play where he wants, whenever he wants, for as long as he wants you to play. That's your responsibility, mate. You're paid to do it. You're a professional football player. All this nonsense about he doesn't like this, he doesn't like this position, he doesn't like that position. It's not a day with that, mate. He's acting like a trumpet, mate. He really is. And that wee Eggman and all, that wee rat could have come off that bench at St Mirren to score the winning goal before he goes to Leon. You look at him differently. But he didn't. He feigned injury and said he was injured. I can't go. And then 2 or 3 days later, he goes on and scores for Leon. No, I mean, not on, mate. It's just not on as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what their beef is. I don't care if they don't like this and they don't like that. They don't like the colour of the towels or whatever it is. I don't care. You're contracted to play for Rangers. A lot of respect for Big Butland coming out and saying that as well. And he's right, mate. You're contracted to play. Play. I don't care what it is. I just don't care. And everybody who don't like Martin Rodgers jumping on the bandwagon. But I'm telling you, mate, there wasn't any.
I think there's a bit of that, mate. I think there's a bit of 2 and 2 because, but for me, it's two different issues. I've got my beef with the manager set up, and I agree with you totally, Albert. Results dictate any manager at any club. Right or wrongly, AK. Right or wrongly.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think Russell Martin knows that as well. Anybody in the game knows that. It's a results-driven business. But I think where all Bears kind of trying to go is, and this isn't a new thing with our club, unfortunately, and the dressing room and the players, because we've seen it happen time and time again, and manager after manager after manager seems to be losing their job because nobody has come into our club and had, you know, the strength, the character to make strong decisions for the benefit of the team. No since Gerrard departed. Gio had the chance to make the changes, didn't do it. Beale did the same, didn't do it. Clement did with Cantwell, and then was through under the bus with the players because they didn't like him. And then Barry comes in, got a chance to make some changes, didn't do it. Russell Martin's come in there, whether you like him or whether you don't. The Motherwell game, right away, no, that's not happening. You didn't go out there and do what you were told today. Didn't like how we lost that goal. Made some strong decisions. Dropped 4 our kind of who was it? Tavernier, Danilo, I can't mind two the other two. Raskin and Dow went it, aye. So he makes 8 decisions on the back of that. It works because we have a good performance against Victoria Pilsen. Now, this situation's developed, and again he's strong. For me, showing strong management. We're making that decision for the team, even though he's our best player, and we all know that, and the boy goes away and stars with Belgium. See, when you're starting to be, to the detriment of the team, you're no our best player anymore. He's not been playing well. He's playing out there and he's no contributing as good as what he does when he goes away with Belgium. There's factors in that, of course there is, because he might not like this. But as Albert says, you're contracted to go out there and play for the team, for the jersey. So part of that, you're in any job, you do what your manager tells you.
Take a breath.
I know.
Albert, have a word with him.
Oh, I can't. I'm his bad, mate. That's no worse.
Give him a Lenny, your brown paper bag, mate.
Oh, I know. I'll give you some wee blue tablets in the post, mate.
Right, you're right.
Aye. No, I don't need them yet, Albert. No yet.
Just news for you two. Somebody has deleted a message and sent another one.
That was it Speedy Gonzalez?
Speedy Gonzalez. Oh dear. Yeah, listen, look, I get it, and I think there's two stories, mate. There's two stories. You're right, people have made up their mind at the manager. With frustrations, we can debate that all day long. I don't think the night before a game is, but the big story is the Nico Raskin thing. And nobody's bigger than the team. And I agree with you, AK. On paper, he is our best player, but you're not our best player sitting in the stand. Doesn't matter how good you are, Albert. So, look, this usually only ends one way, and I wouldn't even be surprised if it happens tonight, mate. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a deal done with one of the Turkish clubs. It wouldn't surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me at all. As far as I'm concerned, he needs to go to the club anyway. Sooner the better. Hope we get the right money for him as well. And I heard everybody shouting about Martin. Now you're devaluing this player. The player's devaluing himself. Not to do with Martin. Martin wants him to play, but he's going to play where he wants him to play. I mean, it's as far as I'm concerned, there isn't any, to the manager's point of view, there isn't any argument. I heard some other people in other podcasts shouting about, he needs to manage. He's paid to manage. Well, he did. He put him out the team. He said, you're on the squad. That's it. He's managing him. That's called management. He doesn't think he deserves to be in the team or in the squad. For whatever reason it is, we don't know. You can speculate all day. But all I do know is he's contracted to Rangers. That's the thing we do know, mate. He is contracted to play for Rangers. And if the manager decides he's no pulling his weight or whatever it is he's no doing or whatever it is that's happened, I don't know. But at the end of the day, that's Raskin's fault. Not to do with the manager. He's just managing the situation as best he can. So as far as I'm concerned, that's done, and we just get on with the season now. He needs to sign the contract to safeguard the club's asset, or he gets sold. For that alone, that's what should happen to him. And then this and tap it. As far as I'm concerned, the man should be booted out of the club, mate, as quickly as possible.
Aye, it's a difficult one, because if there's a breakdown of trust between them, forget about the management team. If it's true what we're hearing, if there's a trust issue between him and the rest of the players, you've got to shake hands and move on. Yeah, you've got to shake hands and move on, because, well, that's gone, especially if you're trying to build a new team, AK.
Aye, no, I know where you're coming from. It's trust, it's discipline, there's a whole load of ingredients go into a successful and winning team. But when you lose that, when there's somebody in there that's breached that conference, breached the dressing room, through a spanner in the works with whatever, they're no good to, they're not a good kind of character in the dressing room. And I'm not saying that Raskin, because nobody knows, and you don't know whose kind of side to take on this. I know supporters have already decided who's at fault.
I'm not going to fight because I don't know enough about it.
I know. Listen, I couldn't really care who our manager is as long as he's successful. I couldn't really care who the players are as long as they're good and they're winning. So I've not really got a dog in the fight there either. But we need to get it sorted out because we don't like washing dirty linen in public. That's no Rangers. That's the club should be better than that, and the team should be better than that. And it needs resolved quickly. One whether he's here got a future with us or he doesn't.
If I'm honest, mate, it doesn't look like it because I think there'll be a lot of people involved, listen, I'm not going to go at Nico Raskin here because I don't know the ins and outs. Albert, I'm just giving you my thoughts of how this will finish.
Well, it's going to end. It's going to end up the right way. He's going to get put out of the club, mate. He's going to get sold, and that's the end here. If a good offer comes in, anyway, he's going to be sold. So it's like Dessers and the rest of them. If the offer's there, you get sold. This is just an ingredient added into the melting pot that we didn't need. The team don't need. The club don't need. We're sitting in a situation we didn't. Well, in my opinion, we didn't have to be in. If we get it right at the beginning of the season, you can blame the manager for tactics. You can do what you want. That's fine. I'm not a problem with any of that. But when players start playing up, I've got big problems with that. I don't wear it, mate. We do know one thing, mate. He's contracted to Rangers to play football. That's what you know, mate. Start with that. That's the basic of it. You're contracted. You've got to honour your contract and go out there and play. And if the manager says you're playing left back, you're playing left back. If he says you're playing centre, you're playing. Whatever he says you're playing, you're playing. That's the end to it, mate. You might say, "Oh, I'm not too sure if I can play there." You can have a talk to him and talk around that way. But if he maintains that you're playing in a position, you play it to the best of your ability. You might not be good at it, but you've got to play it. I just can't be annoyed with it, mate. It's just nonsense. It's just egos getting in the way, and it's nonsense. And if you're taking the manager on with an ego trip, it's just going to be the manager that wins, and it should be the manager that wins. If we've learned anything over the last 12 years, it's don't sack managers. That's one of the lessons we should have been learned. It should have been well learned by now, mate. And we're still at it. Get rid of the manager, get rid of the manager. It's nonsense, mate. You're just never going to get anywhere if we keep doing this. And then to add to it, you've got a player and everybody jumps on the player's side. No knowing any of the facts. I don't know any of the facts. Any of us know any of the facts. But let's just jump on the player's side.
But we can speculate.
Singing his name and all that, mate. Singing his name and all that. You go, well, if the rumours are true what he done, you're still going to sing his name if he's actually done that. We don't know if he done that. I don't know. Nobody knows. But if he actually did do what they're saying he's supposed to have done or alleged to have done, are you still going to sing his name if that's proven? Which I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. That's dodgy to say the least.
Yeah, we can speculate what he's done, and obviously we've got sources, but however, I don't know if that's what you've got there is you've got sort of unwritten rules that things you don't do, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not like the balls when you've got a rank and you go, AK's number 2, you know what I mean? He's playing number 2. It's not hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you dropped your spoon there, Owen. Nah, listen, a team ethic, the unwritten rule is, just don't, go outside the circle, so to speak. Where you win as a team, you lose as a team, but stay as a team. There's no successful teams that I know, they have factions and they still manage to win. Even the great teams in the past, they all have. Once they come apart, they unravel very quickly. So you need somebody in there with strong character and discipline. Alec Ferguson was a great man for that. Without discipline, you have nothing. So
I'll point to one team, I'll point to one team, right? One team at recent times to prove that point. These players, PSG, Mbappe, Messi and Neymar all go out the door and they become a better team. All of a sudden they become a better team. They go and win the Champions League. Tell me why. Because they're a team. They play as a team. They get good players. That's the main reason. But they play as a team. You can't have it, mate. These big egos in your team, mate. You just can't have it. It never works, mate. It never ever works. And it never will work. Occasionally you'll get some success with it. But if you're looking long term and to build a team, that doesn't work, mate. No for me. And then you've got these semi-decent players. They're no brilliant players. They're semi-decent players, and they're coming what I'm not allowed to say, and they're trying to make out they're some sort of world-class player and all that. You're saying you're not a world-class player by none of them are by any stretch of imagination, but you can be a decent team, a good team. You can build into that. There's nothing stopping us to doing that, mate. But you can't have people running about within that structure thinking I'm better than everybody else and I can do what I want and I'm going to question everything that gets said. I'm questioning it. I mean, it's like you in the house or wherever you're in. If somebody keeps questioning what you're doing, every single thing, you just get fed up with that.
I thought that was compulsory, old Bill.
You know, well, maybe some places.
In the house, I mean.
Aye, definitely.
You know,
but you know what I'm saying? You can't have it, mate. You just can't have it. And it's unfortunate. I wonder if Raskin was done this with Walter Smith and players and managers like him, Souness and players and managers like that. I wonder if they get away with that. Aye, a little bit happened to Graham Roberts with Souness. I mean, it's not going to work, mate. You're just maybe he's doing it to get out the door. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But he's got history of this, mate. He's got history of being awkward and argumentative or whatever. I've heard people saying, it's good that he asks questions. Aye, to a certain extent, it's the right questions for the right reasons. Aye, definitely. But if you're just going to be a wee trumpet and just be a pain and just going to cause disruption within the team and the squad, no, that's wrong, mate. That's wrong. You've got to stamp that out right away.
As I said, there's unwritten rules, isn't there? You're allowed to question, you're allowed to argue, you're allowed to debate in the dressing room. It happens
for the right reasons.
Aye, it makes with football, but you're not allowed to direct your mates, mate. Somebody will.
And I think, but I think what's happening as well, he's trying to get allies within the club, within the dressing room. And if you start that clique carry on, you're on a loser, mate. You're on a loser. Cliques always form in dressing rooms.
It's a new dressing room, mate. Of course, mate. You've got younger, older guys. You get guys at early 30s and guys at early 20s, mate. Maybe. The guys early 30s have got young families and their life's different for the guy at 19, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, different life, you know what I mean?
But this situation right now, where we are as a club and as a team and as a squad, we don't need this, mate. As a support, we don't need it, mate. We need something to pull us all together, mate.
It's noise we don't need. And it's also more air getting into that balloon. I don't know when I got you a kiddie cape.
I keep coming back to me with that. You notice that, Albert?
Aye. I disagree with that to an extent. I don't think they're getting into the balloon because of this situation. I think that's taking air out the balloon if you actually appreciate what the manager's trying to do. I know a lot of people don't appreciate what the guy's trying to do because of his tactics, which is fair enough. But this is actually taking air out the balloon. He's going to remove a problem within the dressing room, within the squad. And that's a good thing. That is definitely a good thing.
Providing he gets wins, Albert.
Mate, of course it is. It's all down to wins, mate. It doesn't matter what we say about what we're talking about. It's all about wins, mate. I heard you last night talking about stats and all that. Stats and all that. When he started that matters for any player coming for anywhere, does he know how to win football games? How many games have you been involved in that have won? That's the stat I'd be looking at.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, mate. That only tells you the past. It doesn't tell you the future.
Oh, it isn't. And nothing tells you the future apart from Mystic, mate.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Right. Right. We'll hear the second half of the manager's interview, and hopefully some people will join us. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's hear from your manager.
You said after the Old Firm game that you've never felt more supported than you were by the owners and by the senior leadership team here. Can you just elaborate a little bit on that and tell us what it is that makes you feel so supported by them?
Well, I think the fact the owner was here and he came into the training ground and spoke to everyone about the journey we're on and the path that we're going to embark on, and that he'll stay on that. And I think it was really important for everyone. But just generally, like Patrick, Kevin, the guys that are here day to day, and then Andrew I speak to a fair bit on the phone as well, and he gets to as many games as he can. There's a lot of travelling for him. But I feel they're really invested in what we're trying to do and what we're all doing. We're all invested in it. So I think for us, the season has to start winning now. We have to start winning. We've had so much to deal with in such a short space of time that's really affected certain things. And now we have to start winning football matches, and I think we're excited about that.
obviously really important to have the support of those guys, but likewise really important to have the support of the fans as well. What do you expect to see on the pitch in the next few weeks that can help to bring those guys back on side? Now, I know winning games is the obvious thing, but what do you actually hope to see that the fans can relate with?
Well, I think the same level of energy and aggression that we played with against Celtic. But I want us to obviously be more attacking. But ultimately, I just want to win football matches. So in the next month is a brilliant opportunity to do that. We're playing against some good teams. We're in a good place. But we have to start, and we have to start somewhere, and that has to come tomorrow.
Russell, you're expressing your delight with Yusuf's arrival. I mean, if the reports of the figures being reported for his transfer fee are correct, fair bit of expectation on a very young lad. Are you confident he can handle that?
Yeah, I don't think the transfer fee, one, I'm not in charge of that, which is a beautiful thing to come out here and say to you guys. So, and the other thing is, it doesn't come into our thinking really. So it's a long-term investment for the football club. I think it'll be a brilliant investment for the football club, and I think he'll do extremely well for us. So there won't be any expectation on him in here. I'm sure externally maybe that changes, but in here the expectation is that he works as hard as he possibly can, and he wants to learn, he wants to grow, and he wants to help the team, and I think he'll do really well for us.
And in terms of Derek, are both of them available for?
Yeah, they're both ready and available for the squad tomorrow. Yeah, we've got, like I said, we're really happy with the squad, really happy, and I think I said to you all the way along that transfer window, which was, it can be turbulent at times, but I think the club dealt with it really well on the whole, the amount of change we've had to deal with. Now things can settle down and we can really get to work.
Do you feel you're in a stronger position than you were?
With the squad? Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think we're really happy with the squad in terms of the character we've got, the level of, the blend of youth and experience, but also just the people that are desperate to be at the football club that came in.
Yeah, just one on Nico. You see the matter as resolved. He described it well in international duty as a complicated issue, but he wants to remain. What has to happen for him to be back in your first team plans? I know you said he's training.
I think that's between us, really. I think he knows, I know. I think that's the most important bit. And now it's on him and all the players to put themselves in the team and to win football matches.
3 or 4 more guys.
Do you sense, have you spoken to him, that there's a willingness there on his part to give you what you want to give the players?
He's back training with the squad, so I think that's probably enough of at the moment, enough of step, and then we'll move the rest forward as and when.
In terms of the game tomorrow, you've said before obviously it was going to take time and there was going to be a bit of pain. In terms of Rangers winning domestic games, do you accept that eventually there'll come a time where the fans say, well look, how long is it going to take here? How much do you need to start winning?
Yeah, definitely. I think things can change very much by winning tomorrow. We have to start winning for us, for everyone, for the work to really start coming to fruition, for the players to feel that, for us to feel that, to lighten the load of everyone a little bit. So we're doing all we can of work on the training pitch, in here, in the meeting room, to win football matches, and that has to start. So we have to do everything we can tomorrow to win the match and win it in our way. The season, we've hit the reset button over the window and all that stuff. Everything's settled down now, so the season has to start here for us.
Can we ask about, Hearts? I think they've got short to medium term aspirations of challenging you and Celtic eventually as well. What sort of test do you expect tomorrow, given the context of where you've been already domestically? Yeah,
they've been good. They've been really good, really forward thinking, play forward quickly, run forward, work really hard, really aggressive team. And you can see why they've started the season so well, with energy early on in the season. So it'd be a tough test, but I think, like I say, with everyone, we have to try and turn the game into the one that we want to as quickly as we can. Play the game that we want to as much as we can. And I think the players will be ready for that.
Do you see, there's a lot of talk around the idea that there may be more than a 2-horse race, or other teams that are going to give Rangers Celtic a bit of a tougher test. Do you see it that way just now? Well,
I think it's the more strength you have in Scotland with teams, the better it is for Scottish football. So I'm pretty sure Derek will be telling his players and his team that there's an opportunity for them this season for sure. So I think it's up to us to make sure that it doesn't become that. It's as simple as that. We have to make sure that we're there, and as long as we are, I don't have to focus on anyone else. As long as we're where we want to be come the end of the season, which is, at the top, then I don't think we have to worry about any other club or any other team, really.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, I don't think we've really got much of a hint for what the team's going to be at the weekend tomorrow, Albert. But what I will say is, I think the manager was more reserved than he's been. Would that be fair?
Oh, he's learning, mate. He's learning. He's just shut these questions down. Guide the questions as much as possible, mate. I'm glad he doesn't know what the team is, because if he doesn't know what the team is, it can't get leaked then, can it?
I might not be able to get leaked anyway.
Well.
Aye. Well, if Nico Raskin's not in the team, there's maybe a chance.
That's no fair, mate. You don't
I'm
know
casting aspersions there. Who knows? But I heard you last night. I don't think it'll deviate too far away for the team that started against Celtic for me.
So do you not think any of the new players will come in then? Cornelius or...
I think Cornelius will come in, but I don't. Well, Miovski obviously started against Celtic, so he'll start again. But I don't think Chermiti will come in right away. But I expect him to get game time.
That's fair, Albert.
Aye, I think he'll know his team. He'll look at the weaknesses of Hearts and he'll pick his team accordingly, mate. I think that's what we're going down to now. So I think we'll start to get what he's saying is we'll get players now that we can actually tweak the team. He hinted on 2 centre forwards at times. So whatever weaknesses Hearts have got, we've got to play on that. I'm just fed up listening to people talking about us all the time. You've got to look at the opposition and pick out their weaknesses. I don't think we do that enough. I think it's all we're playing this way and everybody knows we're playing this way and they all set up all week to stop you playing that way. But if you've got a squad of players that you can actually change formations, if it's a formation change or just tweak it all over the place, it makes some difference, mate. I remember last year when we beat Kilmarnock, we scudded them at Ibrox. And when I think it was McInnes was in charge then, it was the season before, but anyway, we scudded them. And he came out after the game. We just couldn't handle Rangers. We weren't expecting the movement to get done, and that's when we played like Danilo, Igaman, Barjami, and Hadji that day all up front, and the movement was tremendous. And Kilmarnock just couldn't handle it. And like they settle in. So I'm looking for more games like that they don't know what's going to happen. They can't. And if they do work out a system to stop you, it's got to be 2 or 3 systems instead of just going, we know what they're going to do. We just work on this all week. We can practice this near enough for 6 days before we play them. And then we go out there and they all go, they're well drilled. Because they know what we're going to do before we even going to do it. You've got to give them problems, mate. And I think that's what he's talking about now. Hope that's what he's talking about now.
Well, I mean, I've stated my views for a long time on here, Ricky. I think you've got to have more strings to your bow than one system.
Oh, absolutely, and you've got to adapt accordingly to your opponent as well. But when you look and you see the sort of players that he's got at his disposal there, there's no reason why we shouldn't be more offensive than what we've showed so far. The lack of shots on goal has been a concern. The lack of goals, the lack of points, everything has been a concern, and it's quite rightly so. We all share their concerns because our eyes don't lie. We're not liking what we're watching, but when you see the players that we've got at our disposal, that's up to the manager and the coaches to find a formation, to get the tactics right, to utilise as much as the potent threats that we've got, as much as possible, to get them, scoring and firing and get us wins, goals, get you wins. And that's what we've been lacking. So when you see all the players that we've got there now, and we've spent a few bob now, the Rocks, so there's There's no excuses there now. He needs wins, and starting with it tomorrow.
On a totally different subject, Albert, have you been working on any magic lists for us?
I've not been working on lists. I've just been reviewing old lists. Put it that way.
Oh,
Sad,
right.
isn't it?
Yes, it is, mate. So what old list have you been reviewing then?
Well, I done one, a blue column, white column, red column, and gone column. The gone column we near enough got right, because that was just, well, Casemiro we weren't expecting, and Fernandes we weren't expecting, but Cherny, Hadji, and Lawrence and Balogun we expected. So that was right, that list. That one was near enough right. The other one, the red one, was the ones that were getting put out the door. So we got a few of them right, but three of them rang. We had Ridvan, Proper, King, Davis, Fraser, McCausland, Cerfuentes, and Matondo all to go, and Dowell and Berjami. So Matondo, Dowell, and Berjami didn't go. All the rest did go. The other interesting one was the blue column. The blue column's the ones that I said they would stay, and 4 of them went. And Salah, Yefte, well, he's not away yet, but he's gone. And Salah, Yefte, Igaman, and Cortez. Strange enough, the Cortez, Igaman, and Yefte, they 3 are in the same English class, mate. And I think that had a big part to say for them getting part for the money. Of course, the money's a bigger thing, but I think it was the lack of English for them, because the 3 of them were in the same class trying to learn English, and they weren't getting very far. And the other one came right out the blue. We thought he would go, and then he wasn't going, and then he was going. It was Dessers. So all in all, it was a fair stab, I think. A fair stab.
Dessers is hitting the headlines, AK, isn't he?
For the wrong reasons.
And enlighten me if I missed something.
Oh, if you don't say a big story in Nigeria, mate, where the Nigerians international team's social media destroyed them, mate.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that.
Go and have a look. I know you're always busy working, mate.
Of course.
Albert.
What, do you want me to mention what it was being said? What you told me? He's getting destroyed for not being a very good football player. I wonder who said that. Who said that? Somebody said that on that show, didn't they?
Shocker, Rooney. Albert, you've been spreading rumours.
Funny enough, I said that annoying.
It was like Lundstrom went to Turkish mob, and they turn around and says lump of wood, slowest player they've ever seen in their life. Said it when he played for us. I said it when he played for us. I said, the guy can no mobile, he can't run. He just simply can't run. But anyway.
Where is he now? Lundstrom Hull? Did I read somebody's at Hull?
Is he?
Oh, I don't know. He might be now. Maybe a tanker trying to turn.
Aye.
He still gave us one of the best moments of our reign. You'll never be able to take it away from him. Huh?
No. Absolutely, mate.
Aye, that moment, mate, yeah.
Superb. Absolutely superb. Aye, so back to our team of the day. I don't think we could pick a team anymore. We could have a stab at it.
Well, I think we agree that Butland will be playing it.
Yeah.
Aye.
I think that's 100% for that one.
Albert's favourite now.
Right,
No, my favourite, mate. No, my favourite, but I'll give him respect for what he said.
Listen, mate. I get it. He's Chris. He was deserved, mate. But if you play well, you'll get praise. Simple, isn't it?
Oh, aye, definitely. Any player can turn it around and start playing well and doing their job, and we get victories. Any player. It's an easy game, isn't it?
Yes, mate. So we agree Butland's in goal. Right back, no competition for me. I was worried about Port Bear last night. AK?
Tavernier for me.
Albert?
Aarons? No, Tav.
I agree.
I always go with the guy on form. Tav's on form. Give him his due. He's on form. Different attitude as well.
Right, this is going to be tricky. Left back or Or is that going to be assuming it's a back four, AK?
I think you'll start back four. I think going to a three so early, no a game of this magnitude. But I think we might see a three later in the season, Ox. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so who's at left back then?
Young Magoma. We've only got one.
Okay. Ober?
I'd go with that one, mate. I don't think there's any choice. Cornelius plays left backs as well. I think it's I think it's one of the centre backs.
Two in mind.
Two on Jigger.
No change.
I don't think it will be a change on me. Unless he goes at three at the back. If he goes at three at the back, we know Cornelius is playing along with A2.
Right, okay. AK?
Suter and Cornelius for me. Big man has got experience, played at Marseille, scored for Canada there. He'll come in and stroll tomorrow. Watch this space.
Wasn't it a bad hit, was it?
Aye, it wasn't a bad tap in. For 30 yards.
What really, really impressed me was nobody else was getting near it, AK. He was taking it, wasn't he? It was one of the ones when the centre half runs up and just as a goal. No. That was he was a specialist.
Aye, I was. Everybody obviously knew what was coming and he trusted him to do it, so he stuck one in there. It was a belter. Hope he produces one of them for us.
Yes, all right. So you got a difference of opinion in the centre halves. I think Suter will play, and it's going to be interesting to see who's the where we do, because I think if Cornelius comes in, I'll bet it gives you that left-right balance.
Well, it definitely looks better, but I think so. He might. I don't think he'll play right away because I think what's going to happen if he gets in, he strikes me as one of the players when he gets in the team, you can't drop him. He sits him. He's a permanent stay. You're hoping that's what's going to happen anyway. I don't know. So as far as I'm concerned, it's between Cornelius and Fernandez for the left side of defence and Suter and the Jigger for the right side. So that's who should be challenging. It shouldn't be that you're going to play a right on the left and a left on the right. It should be you've got two players for each of the positions now, so they challenge each other.
Yeah. EK?
Aye, well, you've got options there, but on form, Giga hasn't been too, solid for us. And as I say, Cornelius gives us that option and balance, and I think he comes in. Fernandez is going to be a worry for future in the game time, but we can worry about that maybe a few months down the line, see how we sort ourselves out. But for me, that looks a quite solid back four.
Okay, so we move into the midfield. How do you see us setting up? Olga?
No Raskin anyway. I think it's the same midfield as the Old Firm game, mate. I think that's what will happen.
Will that be Barron, Diamande,
Diamande. Aye, I think that's will be the midfield, mate.
Well, I know he was in the midfield area, but to be fair in Asgard, he had a real Pacific job that day, AK, didn't he?
Aye, the disciplined role to sit on McGregor, no let him out of sight. And to be fair, that's exactly what he did. But he didn't contribute enough going forward. And I'm hoping he gets more involved in the game tomorrow. You should be buzzing with confidence scoring 4 for your country during the week, eh?
Well, he scored more goals in 26 minutes than we've scored all season domestically.
I know.
There you go. There's a stat all better.
Well, maybe we should just played him and Butland against everybody. Maybe we got one a bit better. Aye, done well, though. 4 goals. Good. Outstanding.
I liked the last one. I think that was the last one, the flick. He just flicked
clever.
it.
Aye, clever, mate.
I know the game was done and they had gone, but still, still a bit of free any level, you know. And fair play to Big Harland, who gave him a chance to get a hat trick when he could have had a double hat trick, which is obviously, you know, it doesn't happen that often, eh?
No, of course. Aye, fair play to the big man there for doing that. Obviously recognises the talent of the boy and gives him that wee bit of confidence for his first hat trick for his country. So aye, but he added one to that as well, just for, you know, good measure.
Aye, just as well he never played the whole of a half, Albert, wasn't it?
He had to put Big Harland in the shade, eh? I done well, but they done well. As they say, you only can score who you're put up against, and you only can play who you're playing. But he done well. He's good. He looked to enjoy it as well. I know it was only 26. Well, it was 26 minutes. It was 67 minutes or something to come on, wasn't it? Something like that. 23 minutes, 24 minutes, whatever. But some going.
It's a feat, mate. It's a feat.
That's one of the things I think we're actually lacking, talking about the midfield as a playmaker. I don't think we have any playmakers in the club, actually, to be honest with you, mate. We've got a lot of players, something similar, but we've not got that guy who can, like a Ray Wilkins, two guy, Barry, somebody can control and play through balls, pick passes, forward passes.
I mean, if I'm being honest, guys like two guy, they don't come across, you don't come along that often, you know. Ray Wilkins, you know, Barry Ferguson himself could control certain games, big games, you know. I think Barry Ferguson's finest performance was the London Connects Cup final. I think single-handedly he dragged us back into that game, you know. And then obviously he scored the equaliser, the free kick himself, which wasn't his 40. Bit of corners, but aye, look, these guys are different level, and then if our midfield starts getting close to that, mate, we're going to do okay.
Yeah, you're talking about some brilliant players there, pal, and what a game that was as well. The 2002-03 Cup final, wasn't it? Great game, absolutely brilliant game. To go, the character in the team showed that day as well, but they had a good team and we had a better team. But Lovingcrans, the two finishes, Neil McCann, Barry, he had a team full of winners, you know, big characters. So it was some game, but Barry was some player, like, great player.
You know who the two ex-Aberdeen players were in the dugout? Well, there was three, actually, in your dugout that day. Albert, do you know that?
3 ex-Aberdeen players?
Oh, yeah, in your dugout that day. Weren't they playing?
Let me see.
David Dodds.
I was going to say, is it coaches?
Billy Dodds? No.
No, well, I've not checked this out, but look, Strachan was sitting next to McLeish that day. I know dugout.
Strachan?
Mm-hmm.
Was he?
Was in your dugout that day. There you go.
An
Gordon
interloper.
Strachan.
What?
An
Gordon
interloper.
Strachan.
Aye.
What's he doing in the dugout?
He's going to get a ticket, mate.
Yeah.
You should have seen Southside.
He skipped in.
You get a majors points for it.
Got him transferred. Check it out, mate. Check it out. There you go. Needless trivia. He's fully at Albert.
When did he take all this, the pedals? Strachan?
Don't know. I'll pass you to somebody who studies our history. Hey, Kate.
Pass.
See, you'd have got that right, by the way. You'd have got leather there.
He nearly took the belt. He nearly took it.
It was one of them.
He knows.
It was one of them.
I'm not saying it.
He knows the answer.
Swim
He
away.
can't say it.
The hook was there. Swim away. Swim away.
He's like, if I say this, I'll get a doing. If I get it wrong, I get a doing. I can't win.
Aye, well, Russell Martin, can he win?
Well, that's his problem, mate. He can't win.
Aye, quite literally. Anyway, an up front three for me.
Yes.
I'm bringing in young Curtis for Mikey Moore and Miofsky and Gassimer.
Listen, mate, I've got to be honest with you. Young Curtis, I like him. I don't know. Listen, I want him to develop and get better. Attitude, you score the odd goal. It makes such a difference, Alberta.
I think we're developing the boy nicely. He's not ready for starting, mate. I wouldn't put him into it. I wouldn't start putting him in, put it this way, starting him till the team start winning. I'd bring him on as and when. He's a good impact sub at the moment, mate. He does come on and score, so he's a very valuable player. But I wouldn't put too much pressure on him and land him in a team that's not playing well. Wait till we start winning, then put him in. And you'll see
where do you stand in the argument? Would be better giving him time than somebody coming up for Spurs. Who's, let's be honest.
Oh, 1,000% agree with that, mate. I do agree with that. I don't see why we're sitting with two boys is roughly about the same age, and one's your player and one's in loan, and we're developing the loan player. I don't get that at all. That doesn't make any sense to me. I know it might be contractual. It might be an agreement with Tottenham or who we got Mafia, but it's still not right, mate. It still should be. Curtis should be picked over him every time. If we're going to put a young player on, it should be Curtis, no Moore. And I've nothing against the boy Moore, nothing at all. Just think it's Curtis is our player, and I want to see us developing our player. If we'd have to go and develop a player, may as well be Curtis. And what I've seen so far is Curtis is a better finisher than the boy Moore. I know the boy Moore's not had many chances or any chances, but if you're putting the two of them together and going, right, who's playing the best and who you're likely to get more out of, at the moment it's Curtis.
Would you be calling them Tony and Roger in the dressing room, AK?
You don't know who that is. He's persuaders, mate.
All right, okay. Used to get the hidden history books.
Do you not know who the persuaders were?
Nah, persuade me.
It was a TV program.
All right, okay.
Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Calling them Tony and Roger.
Right,
You need to tell them jokes that they understand you.
No, you've got to leave them with a puzzle, mate. You've got to leave them with a puzzle. Poor AK. He maybe gets it right. He thinks he might get it right.
to be fair, that's no hard.
Anyway, have you got that time for the tune? I heard you two knock back a certain medley tonight. Is this true?
No, not me.
Not me. Don't know.
I like Ibrox Sonia.
Was there dummies? I'm hearing from Mr. Fox there was rattles and dummies everywhere. Is this true?
Foreign feathers and huffs. We're doing a Raskin, mate. Huffs everywhere.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Unbelievable, AK. What am I looking for tonight? What tune are you looking for? And Mr. Fox going to surprise us. AK.
Throw a surprise in there. But just before he comes in there with the tune, to throw one in there, do we know if young Cameron's back? But he didn't mention him in his presser. Could he be a possibility to start tomorrow and maybe put Ashgard out to the wing?
I'll tell you what, mate. See the press conferences, mate. That's the problem. They're meant to be about the game. Once he says Raskin's knowing the team, that's it. No, I know it's a big story, but that took up the majority of the press conferences, you know, if you're being honest. Yeah, the rest was touched on, but not any great degree. Maybe the trouble is you don't want to leak your team too early, Alberta.
Aye, true enough, mate. True enough. I think he stopped telling the team their team. Everybody turn up on a Saturday.
That's true, mate. Why
you go to Aberdeen? Everybody turns up on a Saturday. No, I'll tell you before you go out in the pitch what the team's going to be.
Aye, that's true, mate. Anyway, like we used to, get yourself on mute because we're going to have a tune.
the greatest team of all. We support the Glasgow Rangers, doing it Ibrox is the place. And we will follow in the championship race. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. It's true, the magic boys in blue are the best team in the land. You've got to queue and govern to get a ticket for the stand. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We've spent a lot of money on great players, yes, that's true. But the Rangers fans deserve the best from the boys in royal blue. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Ago, the story, it was dismal, full of gloom. Now we're building an extension for the Ibrox trophy room. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. In Europe, we'll be travelling by land and sea and plane. The Teddy Bears have got the fares and we're on the march again. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Shows you how much influence I've got, AK, doesn't it?
Aye, very little. Fox is a man. Well done, Fox. That was a belter.
Listen, I think we should make a remake of that, and Big Andy Irvin should do it. Would you think? He'd be good at that one, wouldn't he? He'd be good at that number, wouldn't he?
Oh, he would belt it.
Aye, I can see
Go on, Andy.
I can see him in his bar doing that number. Yeah. Oh, what's happened to Albert?
Albert.
I'm here.
Right. Aye, I can see Andy Irvin building that one.
I switched that off a wee bit. I tried to do it. Too Scottish for me, mate. You got to cut the bagpipe crap out. Can't go with that. I'm British, mate. I'm no Scottish. I'm British, mate. He's a British tune.
Oh dear. Since Ibrox Onia came out, he's gave him something else to hate.
Come on, Albert. Come on.
There's allotments in card boot sales too.
I blame the nationalists, Albert, for your bitterness.
Aye, no. I don't forget, mate. I don't forget. I don't forgive and forget, mate. No chance. You know what they've done to the Rangers? You take the Rangers on the day of that, you don't get my support. I'll tell you that right now.
Quite right, pal.
Yes. Right, listen, okay, so up front tomorrow, we agree with the off-chase caps. We agree on that,
yep.
Yeah? AK?
Oh, yes. Yep,
right.
Definitely.
And we want the gas man playing, we want him back in form, but I didn't think he was great, and maybe he went there for a reason on the right, but his best performances have came for the left, Albert.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I think he was there actually to attack that Pompidou hips, that Tierney trumpet. And he'd get by him. He blasted by him once, mate. He just get by him. And I think if he'd have ran it on Mare, he would have got more joy out of it, mate. I think that was the idea. He was to take him on Mare. Because that's a clown, mate. That is a total clown. He's finished. He's done as a football player, him. But he's definitely better on the left, mate. There's no doubt about that. He's definitely on the left. And I'd play Ant-Man on the right.
Ant-Man due a bit of form. I mean, he started well, and he's let's say, as the team's form's not been great, his form's not been great. But I get where you're coming from. I think that maybe be my selection, but it's where you fit Asgard in there. Is he due a start, AK?
Listen, I think the good thing is, see, when you look at the options that we've got, it's just trying to get the right ingredients. When I heard the Southside say last night about how many times he's mixed up the midfield, and that's been a problem. Well, the two that started against Celtic, Diamondi and young Cameron, you know, that they had plenty of energy, plenty of endeavour. But I did say I was disappointed after that, because you've got to have somebody linking up to Miofsky, and he was getting nothing. So they've got to be better than what they were. And hopefully tomorrow there. I mean, they should be full of confidence coming back after international duty. And a wee chance to reset. I mean, you think about it from the new players' point of view, guys. They're coming into that dressing room, a new club, new manager, and you've got all this happening behind the scenes. They must be going, what the hell's going on here? I'm here to play football, win games, and you've got all that in the back burner. It doesn't help, you know, the mood of the camp. So you kind of cut the heat off the snake, so to speak, and just get out there and play football, guys, and enjoy it and win. That's what we're hoping will be happening.
The thing I've no liked, I think sometimes we're centre forward's been isolated, albeit, if I'm honest.
That's the point I was going to make, mate. I think you're right about the midfield. You've got different options in there, but you've not got enough variety, as far as I can say, mate. You've got different players you can bring in. Obviously, you can, but variety, no. And I think that's one of the things that's isolating the midfield. You've not got enough players breaking for midfield to support. We Cameron is being an exception. Asgard might be another one, but he's not been doing it so far, mate. He had a job today against that mob, and he done it really well. But actually, the playmaker, as I said earlier, we've not got enough people that can pick passes, mate, as well. And Ant-Man and Gazaman are going to suffer for that, because you've got to get the ball early in them, especially like if Hearts press us tomorrow. For example, you've got to have somebody in the midfield that can ping that pass. We break a move down and ping the pass. And if you give that boy Ant-Man space to run into, he'll exploit that very, very well. But the trouble is, we've not got anybody that can pick that pass. We got one pass in the Paulson game, mate, and it came for the boy Arms. Or was it Man? I think he won the ball anyway, and I think it came for him. And you've seen the speed of the boy away up, and the Gasman scored with the header. So it was great, mate. It was great. So we need that. I don't think we've got variety. So we're going to strengthen in the December or January, sorry. I think it should be that. We should be strengthened. Get a bit more variety in there. But yeah, the options are there, but we've got options. You can put Cameron in there, you can put Barn in there, you can put Diamandi in there, put Rice in there, you can put Rothwell in there. You have plenty of options to put in there, but to me they're all much the same. That for Cameron maybe slightly different. Just my opinion, mate.
I get it, mate. There's nobody there that's striding forward and shoving the centre forward through. We've not seen that, AK, have we?
No, we haven't. And that has been a part of the problem. And we've only scored 3 goals in 4 league games, and that's not good enough. You compare that to Hearts. They've scored 10, conceded 6. You know, so that they are scoring, but they're also conceding. And, you know, it's just that getting the first goal is a good thing. We got our first goal against Motherwell, but that seems like light years ago. So relieving that pressure after the players, after the crowd, you know, and getting a lift for that. And that's what we're kind of hoping for. But it's a two-way thing. The team need to show that endeavour and, you know, penetrate in behind the back lines, get shots away. We've not been doing enough of that, Ox, and we've picked it up kind of early. So there's a lot of aspects we've got to improve. Defensively, I think we looked a lot more solid against Celtic. We just dropping that wee 10, 15 yards deeper. It kind of, the Diamondi and Barron in front of them, we're kind of protecting them. And for me, there wasn't the apparent gaps that there was beforehand, particularly getting in behind us. But as I say, Dashgard, Gassama, Moore, they weren't linking up with Miovski as quickly as they should be, and hopefully we can sort that out for tomorrow.
Oh, I think you're right. We've not done enough shots. We've not made enough chances. If we're honest, we've not been up the park enough. Albert.
I mean, see the stats of shots. We've had 24 shots. I don't want to say all that nonsense. A shot to me is on target. It either goes in, hits the bar, hits the post, or the keeper saves it. That's a shot to me. See, that's whizzing by and over the bar, or that's considered a shot. That's just ballooning a ball. That's just crap. But aye, we don't have enough of them anyway. The shots on target, the shots that's making keepers save. It's save the ball. No, I mean it's just shot shy, mate. All over the park. It's not just the forwards. The forwards are, to be honest, all the centre forwards that I've had this season. Miovski's been the other one. Danilo and Dessers. We've not created much for any of them, mate. Let's be honest.
No. Fair comment, mate. Yeah, we're not saying it's. You know, you couldn't put our performances down to Dessers. You know, because anybody playing at centre forward domestically this season, he's hardly had a sniff. I think that's a good point Albert makes.
Oh, absolutely. The service has not been there for whoever's been playing up front. But Miovski is a more mobile striker than what Dessers and Danilo and that ever was, and he's more clinical. He's proved it. And pass. I mean, you look at because of the transformation of the team, just even in the spell for Gerrard left like 5 years ago, Tavernier and Barisic were getting up and down that. They both wings to create, you know, and your midfielders, your Ryan Jacks or your Glenn Kamara's, they were filling in the positions, and it was totally different. Now we're asking the players to do a different role. Because obviously time's caught up with Tavernier and he's not as mobile getting up the park. He's still got a brilliant delivery, but his legs aren't allowing him to get up and down the park. So then the responsibility then gets put onto your new signings. And, you know, just take the chains off of the guys. You know, let them enjoy their football and see what they can produce, because it's happened there during the week. We've not seen that off of Asgard so far in this environment that he is. Is it because Russell Martin's telling them to do certain things and no leave his space and what have you? You know, take the chains off of the boys a wee bit and just let them express themselves better, because we've seen the quality that they can have, but no often enough.
I mean, the one chance where the goalie saved it is Murn when he tried to flick it in. I actually think he should have scored up better. Maybe if he gets that chance now because of during the week he puts it in.
Aye, definitely, mate. The keeper is a brilliant save. Let's give him some credit. No, I mean it was unbelievable. But you're right, a wee bit sharper now, a wee bit more about him now. He's had some game time because I think that was one of the first games he was back for his injury, wasn't he? So aye, definitely, mate. Definitely, I'd like to see him get a chance. You're hoping they all come good, mate. You're hoping every single one of the players comes good. You're hoping Raskin actually settles down and comes into the team and plays well. Don't think it's going to happen, but you're hoping that's going to happen. But there you go. You're hoping Rodwell starts playing well. Hazard, what do you call him? Aarons starts playing well. A whole lot of them. Everybody, Jigger settles down. Jigger, I think what Jigger needs to do, mate, is just ignore Butland. Just tell Butland, I'm taking charge of every ball. I'll tell you when to come. Don't you come anywhere near me. I'll deal with it. If I want you to come, I'll tell you. I'll shout you to come. At the moment, Butland's trying to be the leader and come out and do things, and then he's confusing it because he's not sure himself, and he stops and starts and stops and starts. That then makes the centre half stop and start as well. That's what happened against Bruges at Ibrox in the first game. you think they get selling into a hell of a pickle, and there was no need for it. Absolutely no need whatsoever for it. So Jigger should be learning for that and saying, no, I'm taking charge. Just take complete charge. I'm doing it. If you get in the way, by the way, I'll clear you and the ball out the way. So just stay where you are, and I'll tell you when to come out, when not to come out. Apart from that, I hope every player starts playing well. Everybody. Highly unlikely that's going to be that way, but you're hoping it's going to be at least the majority of them are going to start pulling their weight and showing us what they've got.
Mm-hmm. Aye, listen, mate, it's all about winning football matches, and we've got ourselves into a pickle we didn't have to get ourselves into. We can talk and debate about managers' formations and personnel all day long, but ultimately, for most teams with decent supporters, it's about winning the games and going and winning the next game and carrying on. People don't spit the dummy out,
Oh, 100%, pal. I mean, that's what being at our club's all about. You need that winning mentality. You need to go again. Every single game, you're going to have a different challenge, whether it be at home to Ibrox, to whoever, or you're on your travels. It doesn't matter who we're playing, we're expecting to win, and it's not materialised like that. So it's a challenging environment, so we say, but it's an unforgiving environment. So the players need to get on with it and produce the goods, because that's why they're well paid and at our club, and we give them the platform. It's all there for them. But get out there and win. If you're not winning, you're not doing your job, and you're not sending the public away happy. So that's what we're looking for. But just quickly, a couple of wee things that I noticed. Ox, don't know if you like your stats, but Hearts' last win at Ibrox was in 2014, 18 games ago. We're undefeated against them. And in the last 40 years, Hearts have only won 6 times. I think they said there's 163 games. So we've got a good home record against them. We battered them last year, was it? 5-0. So just go out there and express yourself and send the punters home happy.
Aye. First and foremost, it's a win tomorrow. I want a good performance, of course I do, but I'm realistic as well.
At this stage, mate, I'm not caring about the performances. You know yourself, when you start winning games, performances follow. It doesn't normally happen the other way about, mate. It's usually we start winning the games. Anyway, you can win the games, but win the games, and all of a sudden, this so-called bad team starts looking like no bad team. And then if you keep on winning, it becomes a good team. That's just the way it works, mate. So you just need to win. Tomorrow's about winning. And see that stat, AK, that's a motivation for them, no for us. That doesn't motivate us, mate. That's just there's a target on your back. Martin's got a habit of putting targets on our back as well. We need to stop putting these targets when we're in back. We just need to go out and win the game. Doesn't matter how we do it, just do it. At the end of the day, I've watched these records coming and going. I mean, they don't really mean that much, don't they? To be honest with you. But again, it's just people like the stats, don't they? And I like looking at stats. I like looking at football matches. I'm just saying to yourself, win the game. I like to see winning back matches first and foremost, and we've not been doing enough of that. We've not been doing enough of that over the last 3-4 years, mate.
Aye, it is about winning football matches, and obviously you want nice football, AK, but even when you look back at the history of games, there'll be games you'll see, 3-0 victory, that must have been smashing. Then you look at it, it was nothing each to the 80th minute, you get a goal and then 2 in injury time,
Oh, of course, man. I can remember games, even late 90s, early 2000s under Walter's teams and Advocates team. Jim Jeffries was the Hearts manager, and you know yourselves, he would just come and it would be 10 men a hitting the ball, and it would be a boring watch. But generally, you win the game. But that's what it's all about. It doesn't really matter how you play, but as long as you win, and that's what we're striving for. That's what we really need. You can say we're undefeated now, but we're 6 points ahead in the league, and we really need to kick start. We've got the squad there to do it. We've got the players to do it. that the players need the conference. It's a two-way thing. The support need to gear in the conference, but they need to play well for the support to get at them. I'm pretty sure everybody that will be in attendance tomorrow will get at them, and I hint them.
Aye, of course they will, you know. Listen, people with their own thoughts, you know, and obviously if you get goals and you play well, as I say, that air comes out for the manager, you know, which hopefully happens, because I want our team to be successful, win games and be successful, Albert.
It's that. I mean, that means Martin stays. That means Martin stays. No? It means that he's winning. It's as simple as that. We said before, it's results that will determine who stays in what job and whoever. So if you want Martin to stay, it means you're winning. It means we're winning, mate, and that means it's a good thing. I'm just sick of the negativity going about the club. I can't understand why the negativity. I mean, they were talking about just to slightly change the subject, mate, is when we're not playing well in the transfer windows and all this carry on, they're actually putting pressure on the young boy. It's just come in. Was he going to live up to this so-called £8 million? Here we go again. The boy's not even kicked a ball yet, and they're on his case already. Leave the boy alone, let him play his football. Let's see what the boy's got. I couldn't tell you what he's like because I've never seen any footage, nothing about the boy. I don't like looking at YouTube footage. But there again, you look at the transfer window. Now, we've had 20 odd players in and out. I mean, it's incredible, mate. It's about 26 players in and out. It's unbelievable. Maybe even more. And then they're on about Martin needs to go. He's crap. The coaching staff's crap. And then it's Thelwell and Purdy, they're crap and all. And then it was we need to start looking at the owners and all. You're going, hold on a minute here. Thelwell's just brought in £23 million worth of revenue into the club with getting rid of players. I think a guy needs a medal. No criticism in a short period of time, mate. Think of the amount of time he's had to work on all this.
As a short period, mate, you know, you're maybe talking about 3 transfer windows into one, if you're honest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I didn't expect all of that business. I was kind of more round about the 10, 11, 12 if you're lucky, but I think according to the stuff in that we've looked at, I think we're looking at 14 new players in and 18 out. So they're turning around the 32 players. But you can't keep going on like that. You know, and that's what we have been doing for the last few years. Albert, you've spoken about it numerous times. Gio had that, maybe not to that extent, but Gio had that, a massive turnaround of players. Beale had the same, Comont had the same. And we're not getting a chance to build a team. And the trophy count reflects that. I mean, everybody's putting Raskin up there along with Barry Ferguson, with Paul Gwen, and you know who won that one. Nico Raskin is not in the same class as Barry Ferguson or what Barry Ferguson won for the club. So that comparison is null and void for me. Nico Raskin is an excellent player. He's a Belgian international. But if he's causing a problem for the team, then I'm sorry, the team wins it every single time for me. No player is bigger than the club.
Forget, I don't want to go back on it. Forget it's Nico Raskin. If it's anybody, if all the players were behind Nico Raskin, the manager would be gone. Madly, even if the manager was right, that's the craziness of football, isn't it?
It's true. It's not right, but it's true.
Aye, we talked about it before, mate, with the decorators. If you walked in and there's 12 decorators doing a project for you and they've hung the paper upside down, 11 of them using a football analogy, they've hung the paper upside down consistently, that squad would be gone. In football, you keep them. The manager, you know what I mean?
Aye, it's true. It's true, but it shouldn't be that way. And I think if you get the right owners and the right people in charge of the club, it will not be that way. You go to back your manager, mate. Every time you go to back your manager. And if you don't, you're on to hide. His litmus test is the results, mate, as it is with any other manager in football. Not just the Rangers, man. Any manager in football, it's results that count. That's all it counts for him. But we're talking about this is not right, that's not right. And you're looking at the boy Christopher came on in last night. Good points he made, the guy. I enjoyed listening to him. But he's missing the point that We need to scout these players. You need to look at them and all this, Kieran, which you do, I suppose. But we've not got the scouting apparatus in place to go and do that. And it's a short period of time. When we were supposed to go and look at 14 players, scout 14 players and look at them in different games, you had 5 weeks tops, mate, to get this all going and get started. Now you're just coming to you came to the end of the transfer window there on the 1st of September. And you're saying, well, when was this time? And then you've got to coach them, you get them on the park, get the system working, get everybody in place, everybody knows what they're doing. Well, when was this sort of happening? 5 weeks? How are you supposed to do that in 5 weeks, mate? Plus, you've got to get these other 18 players out the door. Plus, you need to bring money in for some of these players. You don't get money for them all, but you need to. Then he's brought £23 million. You're saying, yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. Martin's got you qualified for the Europa Cup. He's brought the £5 million bonus in for winning that game. You're saying, well, he's only 6 points behind in the league, and we've not even started playing yet. Let's be honest about it. We've not even started playing yet. I'm saying, what are we all hating here? What is it we're all actually hating here? Oh, we're panicking because we don't think we're going to win the league. We're only panicking, and you look at that mob are no great shakes. They will lose points out with us as well, mate. We'll beat them, but other teams will take points after them. The league is not done by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm confident. I'm not overconfident of us going on and winning the league. I can see it coming, mate. Because what we need to do is get up to some sort of speed here. You don't have to be a brilliant team. You just need to be a good team to win this league. That's what will win this league.
Interesting. AK.
Listen, we don't like making it easy for ourselves, don't we? No, you cast your mind back to this time last year. We didn't have Ibrox to play it because of delay in the steel, and we had to go to Hampden, and Clement was getting all sorts because he was offered a contract extension, and the players came in, the players going out. Cantwell, we get rid of Golson, we get rid of that Ian, and he was getting it in the neck, and Aberdeen were flying, and Christ, we're not going to finish in the top four the way we're playing. Aberdeen have fell off a cliff for then, the last 8 months. They're sitting bottom of the table with 0 points and 0 goals. You know, so things can change very easily. Listen, I get the positivity around about Hearts now because they've got the cash injection with their new owner and stuff, and they've also got a solid manager in Derek McInnes in there who knows the environment he's working in, and I'm pretty sure Derek McInnes will do a good job for Hearts. But would I liked him as a Rangers manager? Maybe I could see the qualities that he would bring to the club, but the style of football and everything, I wasn't too keen on that, to be honest with you. But what was their choices? See, when you look at it was Ancelotti Jr., who's a complete novice, never done a manager's job in his life, or Russell Martin. And the owners, Thelwell, Patrick Stewart, they thought they were taking the safer option with Russell Martin. Will it work out long term? Who knows? Is it working out now? There's plenty of question marks for it. But for me, I'm still in the camp. You've got to give the guy a chance. He's just getting all his players in there now, but he needs wins. Wins are the only thing that will keep the support off his case. So it starts tomorrow for me. No excuses, get a job done.
Did I hear you mention your camp there, or did I pick that up right?
Less of that.
Did you say about camp? I just heard you saying something about camp.
No, not for me. I'm not Larry Grayson. Shut that door.
Okay, just wondered who was on about AK. Albert. Listen, and you also mentioned question marks, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's got the biggest question mark on the show?
Oh, Southside.
Super 6. Get the pens out. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Eyes down. Eyes down.
Super 6. And then I'll tell the story.
Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Change that record.
Welcome to Southside Super 6 for Saturday the 13th of August. This weekend we're going for over 2.5 goals. So the first selection is Coventry and Norwich. The second selection is Barnsley and Reading. The third selection is Stockport and Cardiff. The fourth selection is Wigan and Doncaster. The fifth selection is Crewe and Barnet. And the sixth selection is Swindon and Harrogate. If you take all 6 teams on Saturday over 2.5 goals, it pays 44.5 to win.
Well, thanks for that, Fox. Thanks for that. Southside, the one and only Southside. 44.5 to win if you put your paid British pound sterling 10 of them on that. What will that return? Usually, AK?
Usually it's you get nothing. Thanks for your donation.
We're doing a bit for the economy.
Definitely. That sounds different at 45, doesn't it?
Oh, I'm just going to cover that, mate. I'm just going to cover that. Fair play to Southside. Southside took the time. He's very busy this evening. Very busy this evening. So he took the time to send us that. Sent it just before the show. So with a trial run, just to make sure it sounded all right. And he sent it, what would you say, 10 times speeded up? Would that be fair, AK?
Oh,
I thought he was on the hamster's wheel when he was sending it.
And that was just before the show. Fair play. I think he might have done that to try and set us up so that if we'd have played that without checking it out, we'd have been bits on the show. So I think there was a double bluff in there for a big game out there.
Don't know who managed to do it.
You'll know, but it was comedy gold, wasn't it?
Oh,
comedy gold.
Benny Hill on steroids.
Oh, maybe we should have just played it, but it wouldn't have been fair. I wouldn't have been able to get one back on the show again. That was comedy. Brilliant, big man, brilliant. Right, 40-41. Come on, this is a week, AK. Come on.
Aye, double dinner. Russell Martin and Southside get their first win of the season.
First shout. Never looked at the lap.
Oh, well, it's true, but isn't it? Let's get after a flyer, eh? Let's get going. I think that's what Martin was saying as well. Let's fed up with this nonsense. Just let's get going here. Knowing fine well, he's got a decent squad, mate. He's got a decent squad now that he can do something with.
I mean, that international break, mate, if you're honest, I don't like them. I think they've got to look at the whole football calendar, but that's a whole debate that we'll maybe have in the next international break. But I think it did come at the ideal time. New squad, the amount of games, the travelling, the heat, the pressure, it was. I think it just it came at the right time for us. If we're honest, AK.
Oh, aye, definitely. It gave you a chance to reset, reflect, and get some players on the training ground and work on things. I hope that's what they were doing. I know they would have their rest days and things, but that was a perfect opportunity to work on things in the training ground. And if they were a wee bit confused about what they were trying to, get the message across to them. This is what I want you to do. But I also want you, to don't be afraid of the ball. Don't be afraid of going into other areas of the park. As long as your pals covering for you, so to speak, so we're not losing our shape. And I think that's where our problems came early doors in the Motherwell game, and the St Mirren game, the Dundee game, things like that. But hopefully all the issues have been sorted now. But the only way you can answer that is out in the park.
Alba?
Aye, well, some of it, I hope it was shooting practice, a fortnight of shooting practice, but they need to be drilled. There's certain things they need to be drilled on. A good example of that is the first goal we lost against Bruges away. If you watch Ant-Man, Gerrard's the first thing he did was drill them, who you're picking up. And when the ball went down that wing and it's going towards Asgard, Ant-Man's running towards Asgard instead of following the runner. So he runs by Asgard and just goes with the runner. He runs to Asgard.
You don't mean Aarons?
Aarons, sorry, mate. Aarons, aye. He runs to it, and the two of them one ball just takes the two of them out of play. But if Ant-Man carries on with a runner, he's stopping them crossing the ball in. That's just a drill in it. That's just to be drilled into you, mate. That's part of the coaching and saying to yourself, you need to know who you're chasing, where you're chasing them to. You can't just all of a sudden take it on yourself. Oh, well, I've chased him along so far, but I'm going to go this other direction. No, that is your guy. Go all the way. Things like that. It's only small details like that that make a huge difference, mate. Let's be honest, mate. That's what Gerrard done right away when they came into the team. Started drilling them right away, who they're picking up, why they're picking up, and where they have to go with them. Things like that. But again, you've got to remember, I can't remember many players who had away in international duty, but with a few.
Mansour,
the good
Cornelius,
Raskin, three. Ant-Man, Asgard,
Miovski as well, Diamande.
Curtis was playing for under 21s.
Yeah. So you had a few of them away. You know what I mean? So, but the good thing about it is that ones that I know a lot of them, but some of them have never played that amount of games in such a short period of time. No high pressure games in such a short period of time. So they guys need to get a breather as well, saying, hold on, we got a chance to take a second breath here. Everything's must win, must miss, big game, one after the other now. Some decent teams, let's not kid ourselves on, some decent teams have played. No brilliant teams, but decent teams. Bruges, they were a good team. So these guys have got a breather. Catch your breath now. Just say, right, have you got a hoose shot? Have you settled in what you're doing, mate? Have you managed to get your boots on right? Things like that. No? So that's a good thing. So I'm hoping to see a difference. I don't think you're going to see a big, huge difference right away, but you'll see a difference. The big difference I want to see is winning the game, mate. That's it. Just win the game. I don't care. Win the game.
I thought when Russell Martin came in, I had my concerns about the defending, the way you would play and passing the ball about the back. It's not my thing, as I've said. They understand it from a coaching point of view what you're trying to do, but I just don't think it makes sense. But I was aware of that. What I was expecting was more energy up the top of the park, which we've not seen. And if you had that energy and you're holding the ball up, you're making chances, you're scoring goals, and that ultimately does take the pressure off a defence.
Oh, absolutely. Goals do that. But you need to get the service up to the striker, and we haven't been doing that often enough or quickly enough. And you're right in what you say. It's kind of self-inflicted, a lot of the silly goals that we have lost that's caused us to drop the points. Bruges, we were outclassed with them, home and away, if we're honest there. So we've a couple of good victories in Europe to get into the Europa, as Albert said. We won £5 million. That's fine. That's kind of where our level. If we'd have went to Champions League, we would have took it. Of course, we would have with the cash injection, but we would have been outclassed on the park. We would have been the whipping boys. So we are what we are. The domestic stuff is where the pressure is came from. You've said that often enough yourself, Oxen. Looking at a mixed kind of fixtures in that coming up. Obviously, Hearts tomorrow at home. We'll then get Hibs in the League Cup next week. Then their Europa campaign starts, Genk at home, which hopefully we get after a winning start. Then it's Livingston away, Sturm Graz away, Falkirk away, and then Dundee United at home. So that this is, we're going through wee block periods now where we didn't do too well. The first block, okay, Europe, domestic, no, this is a brilliant opportunity. And I've got a feeling tomorrow, I think Celtic will go down to Kilmarnock and they'll make it dogged, drop points there. No, yeah, sudden we beat Hearts, they drop points. Game on.
Oh, well, you're right, mate. First and foremost, we won the game, mate. We won the game. And it takes us what it takes us. You keep winning games. One of the things that has frustrated the support, myself included, Albert, is I thought the fixtures domestically were relatively kind to us, mate.
They were, mate. There was no arguing about that, they were. Apart from the timing of the big games in Europe, aye, definitely. It's we can't argue and say, oh no. Again, it's going to come out of the different reverses when you get into second quarter and the last quarter, all reverses run against you, as it were, because you get the easy ones at the beginning and the hard ones at the end. But having said that, just a one on that high line, that high defensive line. The way we play that high defensive line, we are slow back four. Let's be honest, we are slow back four. It encourages the other teams to get into a low block and just hit long balls in. That's what it actually encourages them to do. So if you're saying, the high line, high defensive line, I don't know what it's supposed to do when you're playing against a team that is slipping into that low block. I don't know what that high line's supposed to do. Because to my mind, if I'm playing, I'm just saying to yourself, ping the ball, the centre half seeds all day long, and if you get a fast, and you've seen it, we've all seen it. We struggle to cope. I heard GB saying that we'll get a fast back line. We've no. Cornelius is no fast, by the way. He's not a quick defender either. He may be better.
I think he's.
He may be better.
Reading the game, organising, defending.
Aye, I was going to say that. Aye. Suter's no what you call quick, and neither is the Jigger or Fernandes. They're not.
I think the Jigger can shift, mate. I think he can shift.
So, well, there's one. I don't think he can, but there's one.
He can.
There's one.
He can. I don't know what you watch. I still don't get over the fact that you think Aarons is a good player. I don't care. I'll never get over it.
He is a good player, mate. He's just not proved it yet. But he will. I'm confident he will.
Right, so we'll use the Scottish term, not proven, yeah?
Not proven, mate. Definitely not proven. So, but getting back to the high line, if we've got these players in there that are not that quick, and you're saying to yourself, well, that's crazy, that's just crazy. And then you sit and say, right, we're pressing the other team. Well, fine. I mean, Dundee proved the point, didn't they? Okay, press is all you want. We just hit the ball long. And because the Hibs do it every year, is with that Boyle, just hit the ball long and let him run charge about. It's like schoolboy football. It's like playground football you used to play at school, mate. Just, we've got a fast guy, hit the ball high, hit the ball up to him and he runs. That's it. Aberdeen used to do it with Miloski as well. We had Taste as well when he was playing with him. Hit the ball up, he chases it. Mental.
I think you've got to be sensible in your movement, mate. And there will be times, if you remember, against Benfica, we couldn't believe Clement's tactics. He went even further. Remember, he was pushing right up at the edge of the box. You remember that night, AK?
Aye. Well, surprises aren't bad as long as you're alert. Aye, as long as it works and you're alert enough to about the back door for the counter. And there's a lot of things we can improve on. We've all spoken about it before. Set pieces is another thing, isn't it? We've got to defend them better. And for me, I still like to keep a man up top just as an out ball, because you're just encouraging your opponents for all of them to come up the park, So, but I think it's a simple solution. I really do. Chief, our central defenders drop back 20 yards deeper. That then gives Diamond or Barn or Raskin, whoever's in that space, that gives them the space to kind of play it a bit better. Then we're two wingers should be, they should have chalking their boots, and we look to spread the kind of passes, and then we're looking for like Asgard to join Miovski up front, or Chermiti if he's on the park. I think it's training ground stuff for me that they need to work on better than what they're doing. But obviously the zip of the pass, the speed of the pass, the intensity in the play, that should all be there. That should be a given. They shouldn't need to get told to do that. So players' responsibility on the part is a big thing as well. And communicating, talking to each other, I think there's a lot of things that they need to sort out themselves.
I mean, the high line was culpable for the goal we lost against St Mirren, if we're honest. We got ourselves in a pickle trying to play. Andrews. Well, I think that was a catalyst there, but really the high line, if you're one in and one sweeping within reason, mate, you go to that cover, that doesn't happen, mate. And even when Aarons gets sent off against Bruges, if you look at the picture, where are this centre halves, mate? Because the blocking through the middle, it didn't go down Aarons' wing. he's come right across, and there's things that had to be tweaked. Maybe he's not get his message across. Maybe there's no love about in it. Maybe it's taking longer than he thinks. But somehow I think he can make it easier for himself, if I'm being honest, Albert.
Aye, absolutely. I don't agree with his tactics myself. I think there's some of them that's absolutely mental. And the fact that you're watching your two wingers getting doubled up on. We've been watching this for years. I've been watching it for 60 years, mate. You put a winger on, he just gets doubled up on. So you need to use that to your advantage. They're using two men to guard one. So you go, right, okay, somebody's spare. Somebody's got to be spare. So where are you? So you need to use it. And I keep saying about the fullbacks when they're up there. We've said before, they steal the winger's space and all that. Well, you shouldn't be stealing the winger's space. You need to block, giving the winger a chance. So you get and block at least one of the players. That's the winger get one on one. Things like that. It's subtle things. It's things that you need to. You get a football brain. You see it on the park quickly, and you can do it. You really can't coach something like that. It's just that you either know how to do it or you don't know how to do it. It's like corner kicks as well. That's Marino's big thing, the blocking. That's him that really brought that into the English game. How to block at a corner kick. The Italians do it superbly well. So he brought it to Chelsea when he was a Chelsea manager. All of a sudden, they became great at corner kicks. Us, we're hopeless at corner kicks because they'd be blocks. They'd be blocks for to get your dangerous man into the situation where he can score. Raskin scores a few goals because he's nobody's they're expecting him now, but they weren't expecting him before.
Good there, mate. He's good there.
Oh, he is definitely good in the air, mate. There's no doubt about that. In fact, I would say, honestly, in an attacking sense, I think he's the best player we've got in there. In an attacking sense.
I think what we're saying, he's the best header in the ball. What he's not great is passing it, but he's good at heading it. Listen, all the comments are fair, Albert. I think one of the things I also think of today is what we've seen this season domestically, is we have to move the ball quicker up the front, and when we get an opportunity, we do break away. Like the goals against Pilsner, the second one against Panathinaikos, we've shown we've got it in the locker, but you've got to do it consistently before people will buy into it.
Aye, you're right, pal. If you're slow and you're turgid and you're no moving at the ball, the opponents just set up. They're bursting a gut to get back in their positions and make it difficult. The way you break in that is moving the ball quickly, and making the quick decisions sooner than what we're doing. But the likes of Gassama and Ant-Man, they need grass to run into. And if we're congested in the middle of the park and we're pushed right up on our opponents, they've got nowhere to go. So I think there's a bit of frustration with them. When they open their legs and that's when you see the best of them. And I think Asgard's got that in them as well. So that's why I'm saying if we drop that 20 years deeper, I think you'll see a better team performance with allowing the space for the other guys to express themselves.
I've no problem with the team getting up to the halfway line. I've no problem with that, Albert. When the ball goes up the park, you move your team up. But then you've got to be aware and stuff the danger and when you move back and how your setup is. Because it's a perfect storm, isn't it? If you're coming up and you're storing at the halfway line and the other guy's running the other way and you're storing, you've got to turn and run. And before you know it, it can look as if he's 10 yards away from you. And you'll not stop him.
Again, it's down to the playing as a team, especially in defence when you're up the park. And if you've got 2 players back, 3 players back, however many you get back, you've got to play as a team. They've got one forward. One needs to go man mark him, block him. Gives the other one a chance to cover. They started doing it against that mob across the city, and it looked a complete different unit. You're getting it now. We're talking now. They're playing as a 2. They're playing like they're dovetailing into each other. One will go in, the other one will cover. It's simple, mate. It's simple football. But what we've got is the 2 of them staying in their positions up until that point. Staying in their positions, there's big gaps each side of them. And you get players doing the diagonal runs and just running into space. Man mark them, the other one covers. It's no sweeper system, isn't it, mate? Just makes sense. You challenge him, I'll pick up the scraps. If he gets by you, he's not getting by me. That sort of attitude. It's basic defending, mate. Let's be honest with it. It's basic. There's nothing difficult about it.
No.
Same as a centre forward goes up for the ball. Before he goes up for the ball, he gives you a nudge. The ball's in flight. He gives you a wee nudge, notes you off your stride. I hate to say it, but that wee trumpet he used to play for them was brilliant at it. That wee Griffiths, brilliant at it. Just a wee nudge, bang, that's you off your stride. He's in front of you. I'll tell you who's good at it. Miowski's good at it. He's excellent at it. The difference you'll find between him, he might not be score the goals that Dessers scored. He might very well score the goals that Dessers that scored. But one thing he'll be better at Dessers is his know-how to play that position. He's got more. He's cuter. He's cuter at doing it. Mate. He's got a lot of different wee aspects to his game that I would expect a centre forward.
I thought he'd done all right, considering he never got any chances. And obviously he'd one moment in the game. I didn't think it was a penalty, but you had a different view, AK.
Aye. I've seen them given. I know why it wasn't given, but you were just hope rather than expectation. But there was a ball that who was it again? Was it Raskin that fun him in the second half? And I just felt he headed it back.
It would have been anybody but Raskin. Come on.
Oh, sorry. I try to think who it was, maybe Diamondi or something then, but he could have taken it on his chest and he was straight through and goal, but he tried to header it back across and it came to nothing. I thought that was half an opportunity, but we'd also a Maria penalty shout, and nobody ever spoke about it. And I think was it Young Curtis got clattered in the second half as well. So, but that never got spoke about. I think it was what do they call him? The wee Japanese boy, Maida, I think it was that clattered him. But again, he gets away with the challenges, we don't. But
did they tackle him or did Curtis fall Maida's lip? Because it was
he clattered him as usual and got away with
it. He done that to Cantwell as well, mate.
Correct.
That's right. I remember that.
Aye, Stonewall. Aye.
But none of them get mentioned right enough. They ain't a big deal about them. The Miowski one was a penalty, mate, all day long. I'll tell you why it's a penalty. You remember the game, Dessers done it, and it was the same referee, and Ruth put the ball in the net, and they get disallowed because Sutton was shouting on the telly. That was a foul. That was a foul on, I can't remember the boy's name, centre half of theirs. That was a foul. And what he'd done is Dessers put his foot in front of the player, and the player kicked the back of Dessers' foot. And he went down. Dessers carried on, squared it to Ruth, and Ruth put it in the net. It pulled back. Right. You remember it? Right. Yep. It's the exact same thing, mate. It's the exact same thing. Exact same thing, mate. It's a penalty kick all day long, mate. If that's up the other end, they're getting a penalty for that. Guaranteed, mate.
Aye,
no, that's right. Sorry,
interesting. It's going to be interesting. And Bridgeman will say, Bridgeman's on the Mora, that he'll say that the biggest game of the season. And we'll mock him, we'll think he's spot on about the Mora, if you're being honest, Albert.
Aye.
Bridgeman just... I'll cut across you, but we'll be joined by a caller quickly. Jim, evening, Jim.
Hi, good evening.
How are we doing?
I am doing fine. Look, I just want to make a point, and I want to ask you your view on this.
No problem.
I'm 62-year-old. I'm a season ticket holder, and I've lived through a hell of a lot with Rangers. Jock Wallace, John Gregg, Walter Smith, Warburton, McCoist, McLeish, Souness. Do you know all these guys that I've just mentioned have never ever had a public spat with a player? None of them, not one of them, has came out on radio or television and spoke about a player in a negative way. Right? We've had Martin in the door, and he's done it with Egerman, and he's done it now with Raskin. You know, I don't know what it is in him, but there's something about him that just doesn't fit with Rangers. I don't want him in our club. I really don't. His tactics are dreadful. I think the players that he's bought, Aarons isn't any better than Tavernier. Rothwell is as slow as a week in the jail. Fernandes is even slower. I've never seen a defender move so slow. Awful, absolutely awful. Now, I can't handle this. I'm sick to the teeth of watching Rangers at the moment, you know. And all these people are saying, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You know, he's buying players. 10 million on a guy that hasn't even scored a goal. I mean, what the hell's going on at Ibrox at the moment? We could have got Cherny for 5 million. I mean, what the hell's going on? Unbelievable. Anyway, that's my piece.
There's a lot of points in there. I wish you phoned up an hour ago. Listen, I'll take you back to Graham Souness. Graham Roberts.
I know. I mean, but that was a good spot. You know, I mean, it was at the open, and we knew exactly what was happening there. But what the hell's going on with Raskin, and what's going on? You know, like if Martin had an argument, come out and tell us what it is. You know, all this like garbage about we're not going to talk about it. I mean, why not? Come out and tell us what it is. You know.
Listen, mate, there's sometimes you can't talk because obviously people have got contracts and that. The football's a mad business, mate. There's a lot of speculation going about. And I like AK if he wants to speculate what might have happened. But look, also there's a big difference now as far as social media. There's even lunatics there, a radio show for the supporters to phone in every night of the week now that they couldn't do before. AK.
Aye, good evening, Jim, and thanks for your points there. Listen, everybody shares some sort of concerns. Of course they do. You'd be blind naughty. But Ox is right. Social media, it's explosive now, put it that way. But people have made their mind up on Russell Martin before he even came into the job. People have made up, Albert spoke about a young boy, because he's the amount of money to be paid for him and nobody knows him. So they've all made up their mind on a young boy who they've never seen. So it's hard to judge on them. There was a thing floating about tonight. I don't know if you've seen it, Jim, but Raskin is allegedly leaked teams to Belgium. These Belgian pals and Bruges and tell me tactics and all this and the Iggy situation in St Mirren. Russell Martin decided, no, that's you finished. You know, we're going to have a discussion
all of that should be kept in-house. It should be kept in-house.
Well, right. You're saying that now, but you're also saying, well, tell us what's happening. There's a confidentiality thing that's probably in there, and they're trying to keep it in-house, but there's obviously something major that's happened. See, for Nico Raskin to be sitting in the house in an Old Firm Day, a Belgian international, probably your prize asset. There's something major that's happened there, pal. So I don't know what's been done or said or whatever, but the manager, he needs that discipline in the dressing room, and that authority cannot be questioned if you're any chance of survival. And he's made a lot of strong. How many years have we been saying we need a strong manager with these players? We need to get them to help. Well, Russell Martin's already made strong decisions for the benefit of the team, according to him. But it'll only determine with wins and results.
Okay, fair enough. I understand that. You made a good point, and I can understand that. That's fair enough. But Martin also has brought in a whole load of players. I mean, if you look at Fernandes, I mean, the goal that St Mirren scored, it was like he couldn't move. It was as if his feet were stuck in mud, you know. And there was a couple of games before it. He was exactly the same. And Aarons, you know, I mean, He's nothing, and Rothwell's the same. And I just don't know. You know, it's like, but you talk about Igaman, right? Igaman was bought for what 2.5, 3 million, and we sold him off for 10 or whatever it was. But I don't see when I look at clips of the guy that I've just bought, 10.5 million. I mean, good God Almighty, you know, 10.5 million for a guy that's not. He's not scored a goal, you know. He's not scored a goal.
I get it, because if he doesn't perform, they'll not talk about a young boy that's not performing. They'll talk about a £10 million player that's not performing. But I think it would only be fair, Kate, if I let Albert answer the point on Aarons and Rothwell. Albert.
What do you want me to answer, Aarons and Rothwell? They're not playing well. It's obvious they're not playing well. It's not you say they're bad players. They just don't happen to be playing well at the moment. But you've got to give these players a chance. There's no use off on out of trees and shouting at players and shouting at that and talking about Raskin. Raskin's got a history of this with his last clubs as well, mate. So that's no new, Jim. He's got a history of this. And if he's in that dressing room causing a stink and causing disruption, he's no good to you. He's just no good. No player is. If any player's doing that, no good to you. Igaman, your point about Igaman. Igaman refused to come on the park. He's gone. He has to go. He then comes out 4 days later and scores for Leon, telling us he's injured. He can't come off a bench and score the winning goal for us against St Mirren. Then leave the club.
Leo, no Leon, mate. Leo.
Oh, Leo. Sorry, Leo. Yes. Some French mob, but I don't care where he's away. But so at the end of the day, you've got to give them time. Time will tell. Results will tell. Martin will be there. He'll not be there on results. Just results. He'll not be there on because we're all kicking up. He's got to be. It's a result like any manager. We've said it all night. It's if he's got to start winning and keep on winning, not just one game here and one game. Keep on winning. He knows that himself. The team know that. The supporters know that. The board know that. Everybody knows that. That's what football is. Just winning football games. So I'm prepared. There's a young boy. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that you were writing the young boy off. You shouldn't be writing this boy off. You get game. Let's see what he looks like to see what kind of player he is to start with. He might be one of the players that doesn't score a lot of goals, but he's valuable to your team because he brings everybody else into the game who scores goals. I don't care who scores the goals as long as we win the game. And if a boy contributes to winning the game, he'll do for me. But as I said, I've never seen the boy. I don't think anybody else has seen the boy. You've got to give him a chance. The price is neither here nor there at the moment, mate. I think the fact that we actually so-called spent £8 million is a good sign. We actually can afford to spend £8 million. The boy will prove himself, or he'll fall flat in his face. Whatever it is. But I'd like to give him a chance. I'd like to see him first before I put a pen through him. As Rothwell and Aarons, I'd like to let them give him a bit of time and say, right, let's see what you've got. Aarons is on loan anyway. It doesn't matter if he's going to come good or no. He's not going to. Rothwell's a different kettle of fish. Again, a player that's only cost £400,000. You're sitting saying, well, you're not going to get a world-class player at £400,000. There's got to be something wrong with the boy to get him at that price. He had a good season with Leeds last year, but he didn't carry on with them into the Premier League. There's a reason for that. No, I mean, it's not that we're just going to let our best player go for £400,000 and we're going into the Premier League. Obviously, he's not the Premier League class. So he's in to do a particular job for us. At the moment, he's not doing that job that I can see. He's not playing well. But you've got to give them all a chance. You just got to settle down and give them a chance. Let the team settle and then see where we're going. Hopefully it all kicks off tomorrow.
I'm just getting back to you talked about the complexity of bringing players in. I think it's been alluded to that Martin's obviously be involved in the recruitment, but he does decide the players. He's the head coach because that's the way the club's decided to go. But all the other managers he's talked about, with Souness when he fell out and other players, they didn't have to deal with the transfer window because you're stuck with players now that you maybe don't want, but you could have get rid of them at different times. And then there's the pressure of the transfer window, which I don't think is fair to football clubs, if I'm honest. I think it's done for the media and for the drama, and it's not done for the good of the game. Just my opinion.
Can I just make one more point?
Of course, mate.
When we played Bruges, right? We had Aarons at right back, Magoma at left back, Ziga centre, Asgard, Rothwell, Ant-Man, and Gassama. Right? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 players that I can count that he brought in, and we get beat 6-0. That will tell you something.
What was that?
And there was
Just-
no that. And there was no, well, you know, there was players on the bench there that could have come in. You know, we had Tavernier, we had Barron, we had Diamande, we had Raskin, we had Curtis, we had Dessers. All these guys actually played in a team that got us into the quarterfinals, the Europa League just last year, and not one of them not one of them started. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Martin has got an ego. He's a narcissist. He brings in players and he wants to play them, and he ignores everybody else that were there before. Dead simple.
Well, mate, there's no many left there that was there before, mate. There's 18 players left the club, you know, and there's not a lot there. And
well, Tavernier's still there, Barron's still there, Diamandi's still there.
I'll ask you a question, Jim. Jim, I'll ask you a question. See all the players you mentioned there, right? Did they all play last season in the league?
Most of them did,
aye.
Tavernier did, Barron did, Diamandi did.
What kind of season did we have last year, mate?
If you're looking at Europe, we did pretty well.
But forget Europe. We're all talking about the league now.
I'm talking about Europe.
Aye, but what did they do in the league? Nothing. They were absolutely dreadful. The whole lot of them, dreadful, including Butland. All dreadful last year, mate. These are the same players now we want to put on against Bruges.
If you want to talk about Butland, I would get rid of him in a minute. You know, Rangers have always had brilliant goalkeepers, absolutely brilliant goalkeepers. You know, going right back to Kloss and Charbonnier, and you know these type of guys, and obviously you know Chris Woods and whatever else. But I'm going to tell you something. Butland is somebody that never got a game for Man United, and the reason he never got a game for Man United was because he's dreadful, and he shouldn't even be playing for Rangers or even in the squad.
The funny thing is, Jim, he's arguably our player of the season this year.
Well,
so far,
you know, and that tells you something about our defence, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I'm only stating a fact. I mean, I thought he was a nightmare last season.
It tells you something. It tells you something about our defence and the rest of the team. If he's our player of the year, because ultimately he shouldn't be making saves. He should be standing looking at the posts. With the amount of money, with the amount of money that we're spending, and the Scottish Premiership, then we could be playing without a keeper, to be honest.
Well, how come?
I know that sounds stupid, but there you go.
But how come when we signed Kloss, when Advocate signed Kloss, mate, and we've spent absolute fortunes for the Scottish Premier League, and he still had to be a good goalie. The other teams are still going to have shots at goal, mate.
Oh, I know. I'm
You're
just
dreaming, mate. You're dreaming with that.
I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. I'm flipping.
You know. I mean that team had some fabulous players that when Kloss came in, but he still had to make saves, mate. You know, Andy Gorham.
I know.
Played against
Andy Gordon was amazing. He was also amazing at cricket as well.
Listen, Jim, we're going to wrap the show up, mate. I wish you could.
Okay, all the best.
It was great to hear from you, mate. AK.
All the best.
Excellent, excellent.
Can I just say?
Carry on.
All the best for Rangers. That's all I'm going to say. All the best for Rangers.
You going tomorrow, Jim?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I've got a season ticket, but I'm really
Oh,
pulled.
get yourself a line night.
Come on, get yourself a line.
I'm just really pulled with Martin at the moment.
I mean, you support Rangers, you don't support Russell Martin.
Exactly. You
I'll
don't need to
guarantee
like
you,
the
Jim.
manager to
I'll
support the
guarantee you,
team.
Yeah,
Jim.
well.
Martin,
Well,
I'll guarantee you,
that's a
Jim,
fair.
Martin's not playing tomorrow. He's not playing tomorrow.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't
well,
know.
that's a
I don't know. He
that's
might
a-
play.
right. Well, that's a fair point. To be honest, that's a fair point.
Cheers, Jim.
Right,
Good to
okay.
hear from you.
All the best. All the best.
Phone in next
Cheers,
week,
Jim.
Jim. Phone back up next week, Jim. Your points.
I will do.
Aye.
I will do. All the
Aye,
best.
8:30 or 9.
All the best, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, pal.
AK, last one.
Oh, that was a wee welcome bonus, getting somebody else to converse with. But no, thanks to Jim for phoning in there. Thanks to yourselves. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Come on, the Rangers.
Yeah. All better.
Aye, I'm looking forward to the game. I enjoyed the night. And thanks for Jim for phoning in. More people need to start phoning in, gives points to argue back. You know what I mean? That's what makes it. It's all opinions, mate. Get your opinion out there. Hopefully we start picking up for tomorrow. Nice wee victory. Any score will do me tomorrow, mate. Just get us on the road. Let's get us up and running.
Yeah, and I just wish we could have put that out. Would have been comedy gold, wouldn't it?
Aye. It was funny.
Listen, thanks to Jim for joining us. Of course, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals and the phone lines that they man. Thanks to AK and Albert for doing the show. Everybody for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with a pre-match show at 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Who would ever thought that would take half Albert?
I know, never take off, mate. Who plays football on Saturday at 3 o'clock? Come on, that's mental.
I know, mate. I know. Listen, thanks, gentlemen. Thanks to everybody for listening. Enjoy your weekend. Come on, the Rangers. Take it away, Old School Boy.